one called the computer card, originated by Iman. Each and every hour. Lord, what up, sister? I said, make
Good evening. Welcome to 5 Minutes and Cut. I'm Delvin, Sadler.
Highly Enlightened.
And with that here,
Shey.
the great Shey joins us today because we are having a special show. Yes, we are going to talk about the male and the female relationship. Love mercy. And we are all specialists in relationship, man and woman. That's exactly what we're going to talk about. So, my question to you, the Highly Enlightened, what does women expect from men in relationships?
Well, you know, we women, we don't expect a lot. I'll start by saying that. You know, simple basics. Effort, honesty, commitment, trust, attention, affection, time. I think that's you know, simple things.
Simple things, eh?
Simple things.
Simple things. And you've been getting all of that from men in your relationship, Shey?
I would say no. However, I agree with what she's saying, and I would like to add some more. Someone that is like-minded, that has ambition, that has drive, that's hardworking, and also has the same type of goals. It's important to have the same type of goals as your partner.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so those are good attributes that you guys mentioned.
Wait. Let me add one that I know that you're gonna object to.
Yes.
He needs to be God-fearing.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Wow.
It's very important.
Yeah, compatibility, I would say that. all right, so my question to you is this, okay? So and those are good attributes that you put in. So all of those attributes that you expect from men, should the woman possess these also attributes as well?
Well, of course.
Yeah, because you know a lot of you know, a lot of times, especially because what you're talking about is a good man here.
Well,
if you find a man that possesses all of those qualities, that's a keeper, right?
For sure.
Yeah, that is a keeper. But a lot of time it don't go equally the same. You know that.
No, it does not go equally the same. That's where you have to compromise, but you don't have to settle for less.
And the thing is, this is what very important.
Yeah.
Because you may meet somebody and they don't initially possess all of those qualities because they may have not had to develop those skill sets yet based on prior experiences and how they grow and everything. But the important thing is that you have this open dialogue with the person, and they acknowledge it and they are willing to work towards those things. But if they're stuck in their ways and be like, no, man a bad man and me not do that, then foolishness.
It's foolishness.
Foolishness.
So it has to be balanced, or the aim is to be balanced.
Yes, at the end you want both of you guys to meet at the same point. You know, you guys will travel different journeys because one, you know, the male experience is different from the female experience, but at the end of the day, where you guys meet in the center is what's important. And oftentimes, man not pulling weight.
Oh. The men don't pull their weight.
Nah,
right?
you know what? Like, I feel like, I don't know if it's mainstream media is contributing and communities are contributing. They don't have positive role models and stuff like that. So they don't know. Like, they feel like I feel like a lot of men need to take the step back and realize, like, if you take sex out of it, like, what really do you offer? Yeah. And like, if you feel like, oh yeah, like my stroke game is good, like nah, that's
It can't be. That's not the be all and end all.
Yeah.
There's more. Women need more than just that.
More.
Okay.
There's more to life than just your stroke.
Yeah, that intimate connection.
Yeah.
exceeding that physical connection.
Yeah.
Because the physical is important. The physical is important, but it's not all.
Not hard.
No.
Alright, so based upon the men that you see out there, alright, in your opinion, and the attributes that you've clearly stated, what percentage of good men to not so good men are out there?
Jesus Christ.
People don't hate me for this. Men don't hate me for this.
Yeah?
But I'm generous if I say 70-30.
For real?
Yeah, it's hard in these streets.
Yeah. You know what it is? It's become, to me, it seems like the roles are reversed so much that it's like the women are going out and they're looking and they're working hard and well, we don't really have a choice to be independent because we have to be independent because of the way how the society is running right now. And the men is like they want to stay home, cock up and not do nothing and depend on a woman, and that's something that can't work.
Yeah.
Being in a relationship is a two-way street. It's a partnership. It's not one person carrying the other. And I mean, when I say, yes, you could be a stay-at-home father, say for example.
Right.
You're pulling your weight at home. I'm pulling my weight at work. That's a partnership.
Right.
Or it could be both of us work and whatever the case may be. But it cannot be you sit on cock up and watch TV and smoke weed all day. That's something that can't work. That's something that can't work, Papa.
And your priorities are Jordans and them foolishness that no. Like grown women ain't interested in that.
Nah, we gotta have goals. Like let's save some money. Let's buy a house. Let's travel. Let's travel. Let's do some new things that we're not used to. Especially as black people, we're complacent. I'm generalizing here, right?
Yeah.
So most of the time we're complacent into this. We do the same typical type of things.
Yeah.
Let's go outside of the box.
Why?
Try some new things.
You know, I actually thought I would come here and disagree with you guys. What?
So we talk the thing.
Yeah. You guys really bring it hard too.
Yeah.
We're tired.
Yeah, man, we're tired of the complacency. We're tired of the foolishness. We're fed up.
We need justice.
Equalize. Yeah, because you know what happened. I know a lot of women out there in their middle age who are struggling it alone. You know what I mean? And they're buying their dildos and vibrators, and I work with that. Because the men they feel like they're doing something, but they're not actually being men.
And that's another thing too. They will think, like men will think in their head like, yo, my thing on point and this and that, and they're like, bro. It wasn't even that good. Like, slow your roll. You need to pay attention to the woman and just not jump on and start hump. Like, that's something that
a lot of them don't even know to make love.
It's true. It's true. Set the mood right, get a little wine and play a little music and, you know what I mean? No,
get
something there.
Learn to use the tongue properly, you know?
Thank you.
Of course.
Yes.
You can't just...
You can't.
You have to know how to please the woman.
That's right, which is right. You can't just have the foreplay, have it up there.
I concur with that. I'm a foreplay.
I was about to say he's a foreplay master. Remember from a couple episodes ago, we got out there.
Without those things, you know? So we're gonna ask another question right as we come back. So alright. So now we're back. So what I wanna ask you guys is this. Alright, you guys have a lot of friends, right? Your circular friends. Are your friends having this difficulty finding good men out there?
Yes.
Just the same way as what you see? So what is it? Is it just, are you limiting your search just to the darker you black people? Or are you seeing this right across in our communities? Or you don't look? Or you haven't had time to do that?
Well, in what I would say is, like for me now, I haven't dated outside of black race, and then I'm kind of bad too because I stick to mostly Jamaican or Caribbean, let's say, right? Which I want to say we should step outside of the box because most of them are pretty much with the same behaviors, really, right? But for me now, I'm not daring enough to say I'm gonna approach a different race and then I'm apprehensive too because we're set in our ways, and what if they're not willing to compromise, and then the next thing too, I'm not eat certain people food, certain things with, you know what I mean? I mean, I'm set in my ways too, yes, and it's about compromise, but
you can train them. Yeah, you can train them.
Some people don't. Some people are set in their ways, but I
have
mean,
a
if
white
they
can cook really hard food.
Yeah,
man, and I'm a white man, and he doesn't divert from his culture, but he's a chef by nature, so he can pick up these things.
Okay.
So he will good for cook for you. So like a white man like that now would be good for you.
Well,
and him like dancehall music too.
Well, like I said, if they approach me, I'll see where it goes. I'm not limiting myself.
Yeah.
I'm not limiting myself, but I'm not gonna go out there and be like, yeah, I'm not that confident.
And do you think that people from the darker you should actually widen the base a bit instead of just stick within their race and culture?
I mean, I feel like in the grand scheme of things, like ideally love has no color.
Right.
But I agree with what Shey said in terms of like, I know for me when I was dating, I stuck to what I was comfortable, what was familiar to me is what I stuck with. So I am another person who it's always been Jamaican men.
Right.
Not even another Caribbean, they've all been Jamaican men.
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah, like that just has been
your attraction. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't necessarily say my attraction, but like I felt like we approached one another on a level of familiarity, and that made it easy for things to progress. Like, like you know when you date somebody new and you get to know them, like talking to somebody else, like that's like a whole different level of literally getting to know.
Yeah.
And I just never ventured down that path.
Right.
But to answer your original question in terms of like my female friends that aren't married or dating, they do complain that like it's the same riffraff that keeps approaching them.
Regardless.
Yeah, it's
of
like
the race or color.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it's like people that like have no like focus, no drive, no dedication, not one for them. And they're complacent and comfortable in that muck.
Yes.
Right? Or like, then there's the ones that maybe have a good job and or going to school, but then have one slew of picnic and with beer baby mothers, and like people don't want to deal with that.
So people are people regardless of race or culture.
Yeah, they come
dead weight,
and you know what? I have guy friends that say like they're not talking to no girl that has kids.
Oh yeah.
But woman said the same, like, yo, baby mothers are crazy, eh?
Oh yeah.
So like, you know, so you'll talk to somebody.
Yeah.
I'm not saying all baby mothers guys are like, no, I'm just saying like, because when people have children together, no matter how much they want to deny it, there's a string.
There's tight.
Yeah. There's a string.
A single mother. And my two children's father, not for love nor money, me not go back this.
No, I don't mean going back. But there's something you want to protect that connection that you have with the kids, no?
I think it's important for them, for the children. For me, I don't really give.
But many single mothers don't know how to separate that. Yeah. And that's when you get the crazy baby mama.
Yes, because they're mentally immature. They lack knowledge. They lack, and also they also lack someone there that can show them and tell them the right thing as well, right? For me, I wasn't always mature, but I have some older friends that are saying, yo, listen to me. At the end of the day, this is the most important part. As long as your children are happy, your children have both parents there, they're able to interact and spend time with both. That's all that matters. Forget your feelings, forget about whatever happened and all of that other stuff. Life goes on.
But you can admit that some women are pretty vindictive.
No, I won't disagree that.
If they're not happy, they don't want you to move on and be happy.
And the same can be said for men.
No, I don't disagree. For sure, people as humans, we're vindictive people. I think. Yeah. So there's always an exception to the rule.
I want happiness for everyone.
Yes, we know.
But okay, so what if this happiness that you want for everyone comes at an expense where you're not happy? Are you okay with that? Truthfully, honestly.
Like how?
It could be any.
Like, am I in jail or
No,
my
it
job?
doesn't have to be that extreme. But bringing you say you want happiness for everybody.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what if this achieving happiness for everybody comes at some expense, negatively impacting you?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
It's okay. but I can make myself happy regardless. By
We say you're not nothing but it.
For what?
Okay.
Why?
Okay, we're human.
I know, but I
We're
mean,
human.
but the thing about it is that, okay, let me speak about myself.
Mm-hmm.
I was like that at one point, but I had to retrain myself of how to not be like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know what I mean. You know, like before in my like first marriage,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that failed.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to now retrain myself of how to not allowing myself to be down in spite of what I am faced with, but to be positive about things and
I
look
can
at
agree
the
with that
positive.
because that's how I am now.
Yeah.
Before, once upon a time, I would be off by myself. I wouldn't socialize.
Yeah.
I would, whatever the case may be, like you wouldn't even really hear from me. But
Mhm.
now I'm like, listen, I've come to the realization, and this is just through experience and
Yeah.
getting to know yourself better, that things are gonna happen. Things are never gonna be perfect,
Yeah.
and you're only in control of yourself. You cannot control anybody
Right.
else or any situation.
You have to make yourself happy.
So you have to accept it for what it is. You may not like it, you may not love it, and you don't have to. However, you just move on from it and say, you know what? This is where I am right now, but this is where I want to be. And you look at where you want to be, not where you are.
That's true, because if you've experienced stress before, you don't want to go back there. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Stress is a disease, you know.
Of course.
It can kill you.
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
and I've experienced stress,
Mm-hmm.
mental stress, and you can see my hand shaking like this because of stress.
Mm-hmm.
So once you learn how to cope with stress and realize that in everything you yourself have to be happy, and don't let outside interference take that away, but celebrate outside regardless of what it is,
Mm-hmm.
then you're good.
I agree.
That's what I did to myself. So when we come back,
So
we're going to ask the next question is this. Okay, let me first talk about what men want,
Mm-hmm.
because we never really actually...
Yes. I won't hear this.
Yes.
I'll cock up my ears for that one.
Yeah. So men,
Mhm.
actually it's good everything that I'm going to say. Men likes women that are pretty handy around the house.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because
So you mean cook and clean?
no, we can cook too, but you know the general aspect of how the house is shaped is done by the woman. Like you know, she can organize who cleans this or who do that or who cook when or whatever. Decorate the place nicely. You know what I mean? The sheets are changed, because if it was up to man, the sheet probably never get changed. Yeah, you know how we stay, like that's how we are. You know what I mean? She changed the sheet, the pillowcase, you know what I mean? Tidy up the place, make it look neat, and because you guys like to have different places. So men like a woman who is like active like that around the house, so set the tone of the house. Yeah, men like women that, you know, bring the meal sometime.
I do what? Bring them.
Yeah, prepare the meal and
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
Yeah, prepare the meal, nothing wrong with that. You know, you go to the grocery shopping, make sure things that are in the fridge and all of that. Yeah, men like these things because me can't do them something. I tell you the truth. I'm weak in those areas. Weak. Yeah, for real. I've always lived with women, my mom, my ex-wife, no, my wife. You know what I mean? I've lived with myself for a few years, me and my daughter, but, you know, I mainly shop for her at the time, not for myself. But to say run the household the way it's supposed to be, get the proper detergent, look for things on sale, save a deal here, a buck. Men like women who does all of those things. Also, men likes good sex.
I'm surprised you never said that one first.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be politically correct here. You know, which is the most one.
So why would wanna like that too?
No, yeah. So what I mean by good
No.
sex is this.
Uh-huh.
Men wants freaks. Freaky girls. So if
What?
freaky ladies,
If I could just interrupt
freaky
you for a
wife,
second.
freaky...
What do you consider to be freaks or freaky?
Alright then. Everything that you see in the pornography, that is what we want.
this further.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, if let me show you, let me give you that. Like if a man say, oh, say, I wonder what that feel like. I want him to do it. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want him to do that. Yeah. Yeah. Just yeah. For real, you hear that before?
You have not involved.
Yeah, but men want you to bring it, because I'm gonna share something here. This is relationship and this is marriage or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why you're in a committed relationship is that you relate to me, I relate to you.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not telling you no to sex, you are not supposed to tell me no to sex, because if you do, then I will go out and get it somewhere else, or the temptation will be there. If I say, alright, I want to be pleased this way, the committed relationship or marriage is that you are supposed to be pleasing your husband that way. And men expect you to do this.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to hear no. Yeah, they don't want to hear no. Why would you want to hear no?
Okay, I agree with the whole not saying no.
Yes.
But some of the stuff in the porn is a bit much.
It's been much?
It's a bit.
Have you been asked to do things that you say no to?
Yeah.
And what happened? Did that man cheat on you?
I don't know. I think this is that.
Oh, you don't know?
I don't know. At the end of the
And
day, listen.
suspicion of cheating?
Probably.
Probably.
But let me be honest and say,
Yeah.
in my opinion, I
Yeah.
feel like don't care what you do for a man, you could cook, clean, wash, bend over back, do 630, like backflip, everything.
Yeah.
If they're determined that if they're determined that they're gonna go and cheat, they're gonna go and cheat regardless of what you do.
And on top of that, you see the thing is, especially in this day and age with this whole social media,
Yeah.
it's difficult because look here, you could be side of the person that you're in a relationship with and they're just in on their phone, on Instagram, on Facebook, like, comment, message, and it's like there's the ability to have that really strong foundation, that level of understanding isn't being fostered anymore because of social media.
Yeah.
And like these, as the generations progress, it's like getting more and more trash. Like,
Yeah. Because the intimacy won't be there, because both of you are, it's not just the man, it's the man and the woman are always distracted by this thing here.
of course, yes,
Always.
that is true.
You know what I mean? Because I remember maybe back in this is probably before you were born, probably 70s and 80s, a lot of people never had in Jamaica TV. You understand? So you find that the kids at the time, they used to actually socialize more,
Go
play games,
Also,
read books, come up with stories and all of these things, sing along. That's why the best singers the best singers came from that era, because they actually were entertaining each other. Now this is what's doing the entertainment.
No, it's true. It's true.
So like in the relationship, that's the same thing happening.
I think everybody needs to know their place, and there's a time and a place for everything. And I mean, now more than ever, technology is at its best, right? But you have to know, okay, whether everybody's at work, that's your time. When you're home, everybody's settled. No, that's your personal time. That's you guys time. You box the phone one side and say we're gonna, talk about our day or whatever. So this happened, or today I was thinking this and that. You have to know to cut it off. Yeah.
But with the sex, this is actually stimulating the thought process of the man and sometimes the woman too, to take it to a next level too. You understand? So if you're going to if you find a man looking at the porn on this, watch it with him. Yeah, watch it with him.
Nothing wrong.
And then when you watch it with him now, ask him, is there anything in there you don't want to try? You try it together.
As long as it's within reason.
I agree with within reason.
Within reason.
So
there's just
what do you mean?
there's
there's limitations
Yes.
in the relationship.
It's not about limitations in the relationship. There's just limitations where I feel like, yo, certain places.
That boundary not cross.
Yeah,
Okay, let
certain
me give you an
certain
example.
That's selfish.
No, let me give you an
So how
example.
are you gonna know if you don't try?
Hi,
I bet if you say I'll try it, and then if it's not to my sexual satisfaction or I don't get anything, I'm not gonna do it again. But
No,
okay.
why can't it be okay that no, I don't want to try this? I feel like this is
No, because you're-
way
What if it's just
fear.
one part that's out of the, what if it's just that one part that's
No, man, I won't apart, man, because if you know you're gonna start making up other things.
no. I think like for me, especially, I think there's just that one thing that's really
You're not do that. You know, like
no.
The anal area.
Yeah, nothing forgot it, sucker. No,
A lot of pleasure zones in that.
me no know.
Whole heap of it.
I mean, like, I'll take your word for it, but I'm not sure about that.
Why do you think people are doing it?
Good for them, to each their
Why do you
own.
think people are doing it?
To each their own.
I've heard of females, yo, that's what they want it. They don't
Yeah,
even want it in the place where it's supposed to go.
See that?
Right? I've heard of
See
that.
that?
That's their preference. Everybody's entitled to their preference.
Yeah. And how did they get to that point? They had to actually try it first, right?
Yeah.
Try it. So I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, but look here.
It's for you to relate to each other.
Look, we can relate with conversation, we
Yeah.
can relate with food,
But
but no, we're not. Every path is not to be walked. Okay?
Oh.
Every path is not to be walked.
Okay. Well, the good thing about it is that, I mean, if you have a spouse that shares that common idea, then that you have no issue. But if they actually come to you and say, you know what, let's experiment a little bit.
So make me
You can't just close your mind to that.
So I want to make sure I have a good understanding. So you're saying, if my husband were to come to me and say, look here,
Yes.
you know, I want to go down this very dark path, and I say, it dark.
It might be very bright.
It dark. It dark.
Yeah.
So if he wants to go down this
Yeah,
dark path,
Yeah.
and I said, look, I prefer the light,
Right.
so why not go in there?
Oh boy.
So wait,
Yes.
so you're saying that now I'm not relating to him, so now I've opened the door for him to go down the dark path elsewhere? Is that what you're saying?
So this is what I am saying here. Instead of you be close-minded to what you perceive to be a dark path, how about doing your research first?
Why can't it just be left as a dark path?
No, because listen, what an idea becomes, action sometimes is needed to confirm what you think it is. So you have to read about it, actually, you know what I mean? Learn what the pleasures are with it. And actually maybe instead of you know, try this big bazooka, you try get a little small toy to play with it. Or you get what do you call it, you know, these butt plugs or whatever. I see those things with lube or whatever, and see if that, you know what I mean? You can try them little things first to see if you get anything from it.
I don't want to be
Before you
gross
just
or nothing, but you know
close-minded
when
to
you're
it.
constipated, how that feeling in the eyes? Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, I'm not saying you should go out and just, you know what I mean? But what I'm trying to say is that you need to listen to your spouse. Don't just,
Even if you listen to me. Yeah.
yeah? That sounds like a dictatorship, a boss lady attitude. It's relationship we're talking about here now.
Yeah.
We are relating to each other
He
here.
relates to me by not pressuring me.
No pressure. No pressure. It's dialogue. Dialogue and action is set in place to come to an amicable, pleasurable solution. Yeah.
But why does that have to be on the table?
No, I'm not saying that specifically. I could pertain to anything. There's other things that are painful, you know, like, you know what I mean? Bondage and, you know.
You're dark.
No, I'm just telling you. Some people are out there.
Yeah.
You see what I say? People,
Yeah, of course.
people are out there.
Yeah. What's that called? S&M?
Yeah.
BDS. Oh,
Yeah. I know that's a big market. I know that's a big market.
Yeah.
Shades of Grey made the 50 Shades made their money off of that. So go ahead.
Or maybe he wants you to dominate him. Tie him up, spank him, handcuff him, put rope around his neck.
Tell you about
dry
that,
and leash. You know what I mean?
Dry
I do that to you. You know what I mean? Those are the kinds of probably mentality, that relationship, that's why, but believe it or not, believe it or not, some spouse, whether it be male or female, because I was talking to a lady the other day, and she actually go to a dominatrix. She goes to a dominatrix.
I mean,
to be dominated.
Okay.
To be whipped and spanked and all of these things.
Bro, that PN something there. No, like 1-2 spanking in while things are going okay.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say you're just gonna whip me and whale up my skin, so no, that's
you don't see the porn them like that?
Not my cup of tea.
Oh, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, you and your spouse would have to
I don't see how.
Maybe your spouse not interested in these things.
I don't see how you could love somebody and want to inflict that type of pain on them.
Alright, I'm going to put it to you this way. One more thing.
Yeah.
Alright. There's something called golden shower. Right? Like, golden shower. People, like, how could you have somebody piss on you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
highly educated, you never hear what I.
Yeah. Box with that. I told you about this dark path. We're really trying down this dark path.
I'm trying to tell you. Different stroke for different folks, so you have to listen to your spouse.
Okay, it's funny. Remember we were talking about it last night about what's her name, Gabrielle Union.
Oh yes. With the toss the salad.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So did you read that? Okay, so she did an interview, and in the interview, like, they started discussing her sex life, and she admitted that every now and then she tossed the salad.
Great.
For those who
don't
know what that is, it's
rimming or
you getting real close to the booty hole.
Yeah.
So, and then she received a lot of backlash
for that.
For
they call it ATM, right? ATM, toss salad.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, that's
I don't know
terminology. Ask them out. We did a show
I remember.
On that. Yeah, we did a show on that.
Yeah, so she got a lot of backlash, and like, so she went on Twitter and she was like, "Look, I'm a grown woman. I'm married.
Free to do whatever." Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, cool," but like, the world didn't need to know that. Like, what did you gain by?
She came on public and said that?
In an interview, live interview on the radio.
I rate that the lady.
Of course you do.
I give her a round of applause.
I don't think she. Listen, it's not my thing, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
The whole rimming ATM. That's not my thing at all. I'm gonna feel said your mouth should have got this up.
You had that done too?
No.
Okay.
And
I'm almost scared to ask you.
No, you never had that done.
No.
You see what I mean?
No.
So the people who had it done.
Hold on, before we go no further, you had it done to you?
Yeah.
Right.
The people who had that done. The people who had that. It's a very pleasurable thing.
I bet you would say that.
In Jamaica, what them call it again?
Batty wash.
Alkaline sing boaty.
Yeah, you see?
Yeah.
There's a reason why these pleasure zones are on your body. You know what I mean?
Listen, to each their own. I feel like she shouldn't get a backlash because that's her thing.
Yeah.
If she
should have kept it to herself.
If she wanted to be honest and say that she's married, and they say whatever goes on behind closed doors, I feel like
she should have left it behind the closed door then.
But I don't know.
So what you're saying? That's a dark path, eh? Very dark, eh?
It's a dark place.
Yeah. That's the one.
So what is in the light then? Aside from the penetration, what is it? What is in the light?
Come, Kelly, are you a little Are you a little
Yeah. Okay. Honestly, like I almost want to say normal things, but like I don't want to actually say normal things, but like I just feel like the booty is like
off limits.
Yeah, like that, like poop comes.
Yeah.
Like it just seems dirty. Like you could just take a 10-hour shower, it's still dirty.
Yeah.
Like it just.
Oh God. Pretty bad.
It's just that
Ah.
So all the power to those who like tread that path, like
pleasurable
big
people,
up
you know?
yourself.
Yeah, man, big up on yourself straight.
Yeah, that's just not for me.
Yeah.
I opt out.
Yeah. So, all right, let's get off the sex part of it now. What would you like to say about to all the men out there who are slackers? Any message to them?
Step up your game. Find a job. I mean, listen, it's not about where you are right now. If you are looking for a partner or a female, it's not about where you are right now, but it's also where you are right now and where you want to go, right? So you may not have the best job. You could have a factory job. From your approach when you're dealing with me, right? And I say, yo, Papa, all right, here, that job and I really too cut it, right? But you start here, maybe I might know somebody who knows that has something better to offer you. And you're there, your ambition, you want to own a house, you want to try to get a business, you want to travel, you know, we have like-minded things. You're not okay with just staying home and smoking weed and complacent and going to a party every weekend. That doesn't cut it. You can do things, but why does the party scene is tired. Once in a while, no problem.
Right.
But the every weekend thing, that can't work.
For me, I feel like in this day and age, men don't know how to be
Men.
lovers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so and that's a very, like, we know females are emotional beings. So for me, when I think about past failed relationships, I wasn't satisfied emotionally. And that's where for me it was dead. There was nowhere to go. Like I need mental, emotional and physical satisfaction, and men just feel like if they're just putting in the work in the bedroom, like that cuts it, like my girl's good. Nah, it's time, it's little gestures, it's effort, it's attention. Like,
attention is important.
Like,
Attention
you
is
know,
important.
like even if it's the simplest thing, like, oh, I went to the grocery store, I noticed you didn't mention it, but I noticed that you are out of this, and I went and I got that just because that's your thing, and you know it's done now. Don't just go and yam it and be like, yeah, my shorty sorted me out. No, darling, sugar dumpling, thank you for that.
Yeah.
See, like just the little things, like, you know, it like, and the other thing that I feel like men suck at doing is, I'm not saying, like I said, women are emotional beings, so I should never be put in a situation where I feel like an ex-woman has liberty over me. That's a problem. And men don't in this day and age, because being polygamous and free flowing and all that foolishness is promoted.
Of course.
So
straight.
Take right down. Right down. So because of that, like obviously on the side of the woman, being in a monogamous relationship isn't any easier. But the difference is women put in the work to make that work. Like men just feel like the littlest thing, yo, shawty, stress me, yo, my gun, that's all. Like that's foolishness. So then you have a guy that has no foundation. He's just bouncing around, not really comfort. Because at the end of the day, if you get a good woman behind you or you get a good man behind you,
Decide.
you can go.
Decide.
No.
There's no behind.
No. When I say behind,
Yeah.
what I'm saying, because sometimes you need to be pushed.
Push?
Yeah, you need that
You have
pushing.
a good person pushing you then.
Yeah.
Not
So
behind. I don't like the behind part, you know?
yeah, talk about that. Thank you.
No, what I mean is that it seems as if you're belittling the other person.
No.
I'm saying
Being behind is a powerful position.
You're right, because you're a sport, you're the backbone.
Well, yeah, being in the
You're the strength.
It's not the
the roles
position.
are reversed. It's not a set place or position. The roles can be reversed.
Reversed, yeah.
Yes, you could be the backbone, you could be behind right now, but then I could be behind when you're weak.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Being
yeah.
in the back is
Alright.
the important
Continue.
position. Yeah. So you know, you if you have a significant other that is rooted and backing you, you can do and achieve great things. And that kind of support isn't just gonna drop from the sky. You gotta put in work, and that's what's missing. The men realize, in my opinion, the men are not putting in the work. They just feel like, yeah, it's on a superficial level, and that 20 years from now, your superficial level ain't gonna be worth nothing.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Right. So.
Yeah. But sometimes, you know, you still have to work on your game as women too. You have to bring the sexiness up too. You know what I mean? You just don't walk around in a rags and everything. Make sure you have on your battery rider.
Look here, man. Stop the foolishness.
Make sure you have the lingerie on, you know what I mean?
Look, listen, like I said.
You fling it up, but you remember, cause, you know? Twerk it on, you know what I mean?
Alright, so let me pose that question. You have 2 women, right?
Yeah.
You have one woman
Yeah.
where she's not the sexiest and she not the sexy thing, but
Yeah.
she cook for you, she clean for you,
Yeah.
she make sure you build and pay your
Yeah.
whole sort out, your life in order. Now you have the sexy body thing and she can't do shit.
No, I'm not saying.
No, because
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying. No, I'm talking in the one at home. She have to have her game up there all the time because remember, say she alone, you know. Yeah.
So
she have you on this euphoric state that, you know, you only want that.
look here, man. I excuse you, I look for man. Look here.
Yeah, you have to turn up your game and freak you with it too. Dirty, nasty, with it too.
See, right back down the dark aisle.
You understand what I say? So all of those emotions that you're talking about, sometimes you need to overcome those obstacles by internalizing yourself to make you be what I just asked.
Listen, if a man is doing what he's supposed to do as a man, that shouldn't be anything. In my opinion. That shouldn't be anything. If you're doing what you're supposed to do, like I said, that one part that's out for me. If you're doing, listen, put on me ever want look good. So that's an unknown.
You always look good, man. I tell you that straight.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I will be natural here and take it.
Yeah, always a ton up.
But that shouldn't be
lipstick time, you know.
Sure. To cook and to clean and all of that stuff. My thing is, if we're both working individuals, it needs to be a two-way thing.
Yeah.
Because one person, if all the responsibility is left on the female, she's gonna be burnt out.
Yeah. So
it needs to be a two-way street. But to turn up the sexiness and the rare,
you gotta turn it up. Yeah.
Life is short.
You gotta turn it. I like that.
In my opinion.
Yeah, men wants to see that.
Yeah.
Even if they're working a little harder, they wanna come home to sexiness. Yeah, more come home to sexiness. Yeah.
I agree with what Tia said. Look, at the end of the day, if the man is doing what the man is supposed to do and he's holding down his role, that's not even a discussion because you see
that's expected. That's supposed to
I wouldn't say it's expected, but it would naturally, like the woman would want to do that stuff because she feels like I've admit that, like like that's turned up in, like like for example when I like with my dynamic, like when my husband does his, he's good, he's rewarded. He doesn't have to ask for it, he's rewarded. But when the man...
You're coming like she's a disciplinarian. Look what you know. You understand? Like you want a grudge and there's something there. Cone stripe, one stripe, Gaga. No, but stripe it up.
No, I just look here. I just work on her job, and my job stress me, so I don't want to come home and be stressed again.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
No, who wants to be with anybody that's gonna stress you?
Yeah.
How are you gonna be happy? How are you gonna be happy?
Me look upon you and want box you down. No, I don't want that life. I don't want that life.
No. Nobody wants to feel that way, whether male or female.
It actually goes both ways.
Yeah, nobody wants to feel like that.
It goes both ways.
Yeah.
So what you want to say is that you have to constantly work at love.
Yeah, I read this script, and I don't want to say scripture, this passage I was reading the other day, and it said, you see, the hardest thing about a committed relationship and making it successful is to train yourself to fall in love with the same person every day.
Yeah, that's really
it of course,
yeah,
yes. And prior to getting married, I did not learn that. I learned that after. Because everybody, there's the hype around being married.
I respect you for saying that.
Yeah, there's the hype around being married, and I will tell you, it's like on my top 5 hardest things of life. Being married is up there.
Yes,
it's work.
Yeah, it's work. It's work. You have to work.
Jesus, Father, it's work.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. You have to work at it.
Yeah.
I like that thing you just quote just now.
Yeah,
You have to teach yourself to love
every
the
day to
person.
say, yeah.
Every day.
Yeah, when they don't take up their socks, you have to love them. When they don't make your bed, you have to love them.
Yeah.
When they cook their oxtail, you have to love them. Everything. It's
And when them come quick just before you come.
box time, you still have to love them.
Still have to love
Still
them.
have to. That's the hardest thing because in this day, like I said, especially with social media, temptation on both halves, men and women, is everywhere.
Yeah, it is.
Can I just say though that as women we have to take a part of the blame too?
Yeah.
Because if we don't make it so easily acceptable, then they can't access it that easy either. So partially is male, but I think partially woman is to blame too.
So you say take away the electronic device and then come home?
No. What I'm saying is, as in like sex being so easily accessible.
Yeah.
Partially is because of women too.
Yeah, because sometimes.
Because and I think that's part of the reason why enough men don't want to commit either.
A lot of times in most marriage, probably 90% of them, sex is routine. They have it the same time, same way, start the same way.
No, sir, no.
You have to diversify it, you know what I mean?
Of course, it can't be the same thing all the time.
You have to diversify.
You have to change it up, look at little
Location.
A to M. Road travel.
No. You're never on a journey there alone.
We cannot cross it. But you're right. Being adventurous, you try different things. The same thing all the time. No,
it's not.
Wow, you can't meet up for a little break. Everybody on their break, start out that thing.
Of course. I agree with that.
You have to change it up because it's gonna get boring.
So I mean, good women want good men.
Of course.
Likewise, the very few good men.
I'm glad you said that.
You know, the very few good men. I mean, most of them already have women.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Because you want a good one.
That's very hard to find.
Very hard.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
It is. It's like.
You know, but you know, maybe you want to diversify yourself a little bit in your case.
We'll see about that.
You know what I mean? Change your surroundings, go different places.
I do. I don't party like I used to.
Yeah.
So, and I don't, right now it's like, even if I meet somebody at a club, I'm very apprehensive. Because if you're a regular club goer, that means you're always in the club picking up women.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Highly possibly.
Yeah, so that's a no-go for me.
You would have already gone through 3 people already that didn't work.
I don't know. I'm about meeting people in different places. Not limiting myself to one specific type or whatever. Or just Jamaican.
Yeah.
I think I've opened my horizon. Maybe I don't have the time to go places as much as maybe I need to. However, I don't know. My look at it right now is like, God knows best, and when the time is right, it's going to be right.
Yeah. So what I'm saying to you people out here, relationships are something you have to constantly work at, because we heard it from the ladies and they're giving you straight and they're giving it to you raw. So take those advice, men, and if you're one of those slapper men, smarten up yourself, because they're telling you, listen, this is what they want, and these are good women. Good women want good men. We're gonna wrap up the show. Yes, I thought this was one of our better shows, because we're actually talking to our men and we actually heard my opinion as to what men want from women, and they state what they want from men. So we get a good balanced show. You say it's a good show, would you say?
Yeah, to be honest, I thought I was ready to tackle you. I thought I was gonna get more push. I thought you were gonna say something. I mean,
you said everything right, you know?
Hey, yeah, you hear that?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
But yeah, no, for real, I feel like relationships are something that enough dialogue isn't about. Like, people just automatically assume they know how to do it.
Right.
And that's
a constant learning.
Yeah, it's not true. Like I mentioned, like with my dynamic, like I feel like if I could have been better prepared going into it than I was, and I never knew that. Like, whether it be
based on what you know now.
Yes, whether it be because
you
like
should have knew a lot more.
yeah, like you know, like I love my husband and everything, but like you know, we could have gotten to a more unified position.
Yeah.
Like you know, like there's little things that you don't realize play an important role, and because you don't know what to look for, whether it be because you don't have the good role model, you don't have the information.
But in your case, right, you can't really compare to Nigeria. You never really lived with him prior. Yeah, so you didn't get to see his faults and follies and adjust in time. But you had to learn everything in one shot.
But even other than like the actual specifics of him and I being together, just like internally, like how much is required from me as an individual, how much is required from him as an individual. Like you hear people say, okay, relationships are work, but what is the work? No one's having those dialogues.
Until you actually do it.
Right. And then you're learning. So now I can speak about it, but like it would be good for that knowledge and that information to be readily available and accessible so that people don't end up in dead-end relationships.
But I also want to add to that is that the communication, because everybody's different and everybody's expectation and everybody's likes and wants are different. So knowing what your partner or the person that you're getting to know or getting involved with, knowing what they want and knowing what you want, so that you guys can come to a meeting ground where you guys are both happy, is important.
And the next thing, okay, so even though, because I know like I have a lot of friends right now and they're you know at those age where they're bucking 30, so everybody's on the Lord God, me have to have a baby soon kind of, you know, you're in that stage of life. Still I feel like, as sucky as it to say, especially because like I'm married, so I don't like people be like, well, you can't talk because you're married. I still feel like people should not settle, because like it
no, you shouldn't.
You
shouldn't.
And like I have friends that are settling because they're like, oh, you know, my ex are gonna and like when I see them, I hurt for them.
Don't settle. You hear it from me as a man. Don't settle for no one.
So there's nothing wrong, like I had mentioned before, with like supporting and you know standing behind somebody firmly. But when you see the red flag, them
run.
Don't ignore those red flags. Don't ignore those with naive goggles on because you feel, oh, down the line it's good, and don't stand for the foolishness and don't tolerate the foolishness. Don't do it.
So what do you have to say about today's show?
I think it was good. It was interesting.
You like the set like the first time you've been on the set? Like,
It's good. I wish. I no. When nervous I go. I'm too cold for that. Anyhow, I wish knowledge base
was there.
Yes. Because then it would be more balanced, but it was still good because you're fair, and I know you're honest, and you're gonna say your mind. So it was good.
I mean, basically, I have to admit that what you said made sense, and if it makes sense, I have no choice but to say it's good.
But I feel like knowledge base would have here we are on for the
possibly. It's a little bit more
spicy.
It's full of yourself. Knowledge base is full of yourself.
Himself, so not me here.
Yourself, knowledge base. You know what I mean? But the boss, they are cool.
Water.
You see it. Strong woman here, though.
Yeah. So it was a good show. I enjoyed myself, and I think it was productive.
You come back again?
When they are go.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that you guys were candid, open and honest. Now, you didn't limit yourself to just saying what you think people want to hear. You actually give practical experience. And the dark roads you will travel. And the light roads that you will travel. You know what I mean? So work on your relations to people. So I enjoyed the show. And I enjoyed being with the ladies today. So until next week, peace out!
Suppose you want to pick it up, it's your business. Oh yeah.